still 19, and it was the beginning of the end of my team as I knew and loved it because they turn around and say, if you QBR 42 against the Raiders, because they can lost here and there against the Raiders, but it's still 0 to 100. You're below average against a team you should have annihilated. And you remember overtime, they win the toss.
Yes.
And what happens?
But I thought overtime determined by coin toss.
That's what usually happens to everybody except my team. And my team gets takes the kickoff. Remember, Tony Pollard got thrown down at like the 8, and all of a sudden they're in jail to start the overtime, and it comes down to third and whatever it was, 6 or 7, and Dak throws low and outside and behind Noah Brown. And it's ball game because you got to punt it to them, and you know what's going to happen, and it happens, right? The point was, down the stretch, you seem to get worse and worse. Even in the big arch rival game at Washington, Dak's QBR in that game was a 10. And you forget because we won it handily. No, the defense won it handily because Micah early in the game knocked the snot out.
Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from Los Angeles. I'm Alex Curry here with Skip Bayless and Chip.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shannon Sharp actually won 2 cases of Diet Mountain Dew for me last night because I made the mistake of betting on those choking dogs from Utah who were out 12 points with 6.5 minutes left at the crib. Out 12 with 6.5 and you can't close the deal. That's the first time you've ever swigged that in your life. Wait a minute. Is that diet?
Yeah, I do. You that on the breakfast of the champion?
Yeah, I already had mine this morning.
Yeah.
That clear the gods. You know, you might actually have a good show today after you took a swig of that.
I know you was feeling good. Y'all was like 14 with like 3 minutes to go in the fourth, but you feeling good.
No, it was 12 with 6.5.
Feeling good?
Was I feeling good? Not with Utah.
No. That's not what you said. You said they won 6 straight. Skip them not the poison off the top.
Ooh, that's better than that.
When you, why you been holding on this for all 6 years? You ain't tell me about it.
Why do you think I've been flying out of my seat every day?
You ain't been losing, too. You rush out here to lose every day.
We're going to have to keep an eye on Shannon turn off his show with that Diet Mountain Dew. Oh, my goodness. But let's get started with the Lake Show because LeBron made sure the Lakers entered the All-Star break on a high note last night, trailing by as many as 12 points in the fourth quarter. LeBron willed the purple and gold to a 106-101 victory over the Jazz. The King dropped 15 of his 33 points in the final period of play. So on a scale of 1 to 10, Shannon, how impressive was LeBron last night?
Well, I thought he was a 10 because, Skip, I thought as bad as he was on Saturday night, he was equally as great on Wednesday night. And he did a great job of pacing himself, Skip, because at first I thought, I was like, well, damn, either the knee bothering him or he's really disinterested in this ball game. He had 2 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, he was kind of ghosty.
Yeah. Skip, so I'm like, what that? Is the knee really bothering him that bad?
I don't know.
Or is something else going? Is something else at play here, Skip? But Anthony Davis did get off to a great start, so I was like, okay. And AD is doing his thing. Bron just gonna sit back. Okay, fine. 2 points. And then all of a sudden he had 11 points. So he had 13 points at the half. And after the start
The
that he had,
NFL is on
hey,
EA Sports,
okay.
and we're at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. Just a short time ago, the Buccaneers emerging from their tunnel to the roar of this frenzied crowd here in the Sunshine State.
He has those demons.
He does, and he had them last night.
Everyone here ready to
Could have
do
entered you in the
battle
fourth
as
quarter.
Tampa Bay gets ready to match up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, on to get us started. And off we go from Tampa. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
It's not your turn yet, Skip. Look, AD, I feel bad for AD, Skip.
On first down, Brady. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short. Now Brady. They'll swing this out to Fournette.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Brady's throw on target to Godwin here. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And I'm sorry he went down, and it looked awful. That ankle is not intended to go there. And it went all the way over, and he wears low tops. That drives me a little crazy. It seems like the high top would at least prevent something.
Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Fournette running out of the gun. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Only 5 can play at one time. If one team is really injured and loses a couple starters or loses their star, beware of the underdog, because on any given night, the underdog will rise up as the quote-unquote
5 yards remain on 2nd down.
And I believe that happened in the 4th quarter last night, that all of a sudden, led by LeBron.
Now they'll throw with Brady.
He started a fire, they got finished by others.
It's caught by Mike Evans. Touchdown! Mike Evans, 47 yards. And the Bucs have taken a first quarter lead. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Ryan Suckup on for the point after.
Don't understand. But he was more of the AD you have wanted to.
And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead.
In some years, we would have said was a top 10 after going into this, but some years we'd say top 8. Okay, so now let's look at what started the firestorm down the stretch at what I call the crypt. LeBron James, speaking of Rudy Gobert, dared to challenge him. I think that LeBron got some spot because Aaron Donald was a I don't think he came straight from the break, but he came to the front row, right?
Right. The game just started, he walking in, everybody's going.
Starts, and he is fast.
Oh, yeah.
You know how that feels because you've won 3 championships. And I think Aaron, I think it was like a revelation yesterday for him. This is pretty good, man. I want some more of this. I'm going to the left of
You
it.
got to see a different side of Aaron Donald. Yesterday in the parade,
For sure. I did. I got to see it.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
With 3:17 left, and LeBron dares to just go right up
and no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
Just get up into him. And LeBron went into him and up over him and scored it and went pretty crazy. This is LeBron going right into stifle, and he backboards it.
He's looking at AD. He's looking at AD on the sideline. He's like, yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Look at this mean mugging.
Yeah,
Yeah, can you translate, please? Can we say what he was saying?
No, we cannot.
It was close to what he was saying the last time he did that. Okay.
Brady and the Buccaneers here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Including the crowd and the Lakers, because here they hang. And one quick thought about Rudy Gobert. He's the reigning MVP.
Fakes the give to Fournette. Now Brady.
I don't get it. Does that look like the defense?
Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. It got his man complete.
It's sad they pay me. I do this for
Touchdown,
free.
Tampa Bay. Mike Evans, 75 yards. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. Man, one play, 75 yards in zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Your two big moments of the night, because LeBron came into that game a 35% three-point shooter, which runs 87th of 156, so he's pretty much in the bottom third of the league in three-point shooting. But with 2:57 left,
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Taking it about the 1. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Stifled the stifling. He looks right to Aaron Donald and said, we got this. Like I'm an unofficial Ram today, right?
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. Brady gives this one off to Jones. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. Here's Brady to throw. And a first hookup with his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought...
And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Tom Brady with 2 first-quarter touchdown passes, and the Bucs have taken the lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score.
He's still the most popular franchise. He's still the most profitable franchise. So what's the downside of him not going to and winning a Super Bowl year after year or even getting to a championship game? None. 85,000 fans still going to show up. Yeah. He's still going to generate the ratings, and he's still going to get the $300, $400 million that he generates through the Cowboys.
The most valuable franchise in the world.
So there is no upside for him to do it this way. I agree with Clancy.
Okay, yeah. How many times have you heard Jerry say, you can't imagine the size of the check I would write to win me a Super Bowl? Yeah. Well, that's a lie. That's
exactly, because he does nothing in free agency.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away.
I can tell you exactly, I was right in the middle of it. It was neon.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
The 49ers over the top, over the Cowboys, and Steve Young won himself a Super Bowl thanks to, in large part, Deion Sanders, who then said, okay, I'll go to Dallas. I'll help you win a Super Bowl. And he did. And Jerry paid him like a yacht full of money, right? And Steven was all up in arms. We can't pay this much money. And that's when they found the loophole in the cap.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drives exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. On play action, now Brady. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. On play action, it's Brady. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's second down now.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Meanwhile, Brady's throw complete here, pulled in by Howard. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Play action, now it's Brady. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone, touchdown, Tampa Bay. Cameron Brate there to make the grab. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Extra point up and good by Succop. And we are tied here in the second quarter.
Might take me like a quarter or two to figure something out.
And how about this decision? Tie game first half, but here's an onside kick. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. They were a little too excited to get the football, touched it before it went 10 yards.
And that's so difficult, isn't it? Because sometimes it can just take a bad hop and veer into your lane or into your body. In this case, though, they touched it before 10. Illegal touching is the call.
A give to Jones. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. Here's Brady. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Levante David. And the Buccaneers are going to get the football back as we have reached the 2-minute warning.
He's not young anymore. Now, he beat up on that little great bad team division. Did you know in 6 games against his division, he threw 17 touchdowns with 3 picks. In 10 games outside, he was 20-7.
A reminder coming up here at halftime, we'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first-half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first half that we've seen. Airing this one out for Evans.
Come on.
He's got a man
Oh,
complete. Past the 20. And all the way down to the 7-yard line. A big play that time for Tampa Bay.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. As they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The ball mere inches from the white line on 3rd and goal. Here's Fournette, and he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. The big back Leonard Fournette able to push his way in from a yard out. And the Bucs are going to take the lead. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And the lead is now 21-14.
You woke me up, man. I thought this was going to be an easy little game. You done woke me up. I appreciate that.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. A fairly short kick from the 14. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone. Could potentially tie this game up. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Brady. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
So far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Going deep this time for Miller. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Brady going to go on 4th down. Airing this one out for Evans. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Now a play fake. Brady rolling to his right. Goes right side, complete to Gronk. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Leonard Fournette with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bucs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point try now for Succop. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Taken from about the 12. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And we'll see how they want to play this. Just a little over 20 seconds to go. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. That'll be caught. It's the tight end, Howard. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Looking for Godwin, but it's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And the Bucs are going to take possession here at their own 33. And that now 2 interceptions thrown in this second quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one, and they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception, tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a second one.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. They'll roll him out right. Airing this one out for Evans. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Jamel Dean. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. It's a squib kick fielded just inside the 20. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Flushed out right. Now he's going to send this one deep right side. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
Damn, can we catch a break?
Here's 2nd and 10.
Mike Evans over a nigga. Let's catch a break.
They'll try the right side here with Fournette. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Now Brady. Buying time to his left. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
What the fuck is you doing?
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Brady not coming to the sideline. They're going to go for it here on 4th.
Check Mike 45. Check Mike 45. Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
Brady to throw for it on 4th down. This is caught by Evans. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Both sides were holding their breath there on that fourth down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
I know you feel that.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one.
I know it's my
think
first
if he had
game.
it to do over again,
I know, man,
he
it's
would
my
have found a
first
different
game.
target downfield.
But God
But he
damn.
made his decision, and that one's
Let me
incomplete.
catch a fucking break.
And now a pass dumped off to his running back.
Go out there.
And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 21.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll try and run forward with Fournette. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Leonard Fournette, a 3-yard touchdown run as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead.
And that's a drive that makes everyone happy on that bench, because they accomplish exactly what they set out to do. Take care of the football, eat up a little clock, end up in the end zone. Now they've got a cushion for the rest of the game, so they didn't just help themselves offensively, they helped their defense out as well.
Extra point put through by Succop, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And he's got room. Touchdown! Ronald Jones, 57 yards. And the Bucs are able to cut into that deficit. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
Extra point up and good by Succop. And the lead will be cut down to 14. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Throwing now is Brady. Eluding the pressure right. That's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Brady now on first down. Airing this one out for Evans, and that is incomplete.
Well, the obvious goal is to try and score a touchdown, but at the least, adding to a pretty big yardage total for his intended receiver there, huh?
Yeah, well, when you got a guy over 150 yards, keep chucking it deep to him, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can get it to him short, and he can make plays that way, but I like what you just said. Throw it to him deep and get it in a big chunk.
But incomplete on that try. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Vita Vea breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. The sack backs him up 3rd and long. Tough challenge for Brady and the Bucs. Off the play fake. Brady sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
One or two guys that went 4 MVPs. Okay, that's great. They have 7 Super Bowl MVP in 30 seasons with 2 Super Bowls.
Yep.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. To throw, it's Brady. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Bucs try it on 4th down, but come up empty. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Out of the pistol, the give to Jones. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw is Brady. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points, but the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
On 3rd and long, it's Brady. He'll let one go deep for Howard. And he's got his tight end, Howard. It's a Buccaneer touchdown. O.J. Howard, 33 yards. And the Buccaneers have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point put through by Succop. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
So in your last 2 possessions of a home #1 seed playoff game, you're back-to-back MVP.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown.
It's just not good enough. It's been his MO for a long time.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
He's 7-9, and those 7 have a lot of luck involved in them.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. This game is really flipped on its head. 2 unanswered touchdowns by the other side, and now they take over here with just a very slim one-score lead.
And we've seen this how many times now? Teams get a big lead, they go into coast mode, and all of a sudden they're scrambling and battling for a win down the stretch. They've got to put something together right here, otherwise they're in danger of doing the old snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
On 2nd and 9, Brady. And this is caught by Evans. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Back to throw, Brady. And this is caught. It's pulled in by Gronkowski. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Now that's a big pickup right there, and so often we focus on how the quarterback's faking on play action. How about everyone being in on the deal and picking it up?
2nd, 3rd levels, you could see them trying to recover. They bit. Worked out offensively. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
I first met when he was 7 years old, son of Paul Hackett, great friend of mine. He somehow got the Denver Broncos head coaching job out of nowhere. He did call plays, obviously, in Jacksonville, but he wasn't calling for Madden.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Yep, he sure did. Yes. So, but for a while, he's calling some plays in San Francisco on the Bill Walsh.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
45.
Here's a give to Fournette, and he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Give him a couple on the run there, and now they're in that in-between area here on 4th and goal. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Now flags come in before the kick. Clearly there was contact. Who was at fault? So it was the defense that jumped, and that'll move them 5 yards closer.
I wonder how they did it. What if they twitched a little bit up front, you know, a little subtle head movement that the officials didn't detect, but they got it done. Now they're 5 yards closer for their field goal attempt.
Can this defense hold them out? Here we go now, 4th and goal from the 2. They'll go for it. It's Brady. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy Bunting. He's at the 40, 20,
oh boy, you ain't
10,
got no feet.
And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. So they go for it on 4th and goal, hoping to get 6, and it's 6 the other way.
If hindsight is 20/20, they would have gone ahead and kicked the field goal, but by being aggressive, it actually cost them. Give up 6 points going the other way.
And now the decision is to go for 2. A gutsy call, and this, in effect, is your ball game right here.
Comparing it to his lingering ankle injury last year. So, Shannon, these injuries are making Laker fans raise their eyebrows. Is LA in trouble of missing the playoffs?
No.
They're going to try and run for it. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line.
I know we have individual minds, but I think we're thinking as one on this one. And one was the number, wasn't it?
It wouldn't be no goddamn Cinderella story if I would have went for the 1 point.
Do something spectacular.
I mean, going for 2
there,
get you out of there. They felt like this is all we've got left. We've got to win it right now.
Just like you ain't got them to kick the field goal.
Just like you ain't kick the field goal down there, nigga. Fuck that field goal. Oh, come on. Come on, baby. You're doing too much dancing now, man.
He's tackled at the 15.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
Levante David in on the tackle.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to the huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay. And it was a game where they got out to a pretty good size lead, and then they had to hang on for dear life at the end.
Not exactly how you would draw it up. You would continue to score and find ways to keep your lead pretty well throughout the game. But they did find a way to win, as you noted. Hung on at the end as the big rush came at them. Fortunately enough, they'd put enough points on the board to have enough of a cushion that they were able to survive what happened in the fourth quarter.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Tampa.
Damn.
Despite saying he's super content and happy with retirement, there's a possibility Tom Brady isn't done with football just yet. A report revealed TB12 may have been forced to retire and that he, quote, doesn't want to go in that direction just yet. There's also thoughts that Brady could consider joining a new team other than Tampa if he does come back. So, Shannon, do you fear he's going to play again?
But I do realize, I believe Skip Bayless's wife, Ernestine, is writing a letter to the editor as we speak. Talking about Tom Brady was forced to retire.
By his family. I'm assuming that's what it means, right?
That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, she will assume anger, right?
Because you said, you and I was having a discussion, you say, why y'all put that on the wife and on the family?
Why blame them?
Exactly. Skip, look, I'm going to say no. Because I believe there's a lot of thought going into it. You and I both agree that when he made the decision, this decision did not come solely after the Rams lost. As he had to have been thinking about this. He had to have had conversations with the people that helped make this decision prior to him making the decision.
Yeah.
Skip, yes, the information was leaked. But that didn't change it. It was leaked because guess what? Tom Brady was thinking about retiring. They leaked that information. This was not out of like Tom Brady's like, oh, I'm coming back. Then someone leaked it. Clearly, he had told someone that this was his thought process and this was the direction that he was heading in. They beat him to the punch by leaking it to Adam Schefter and Jeff Darlington, which now all of a sudden, I don't get this. It's like if my best friend tell my significant other, oh, you know, Shannon's gonna ask you to marry me. That's me. I spoiled it. You ruined my element of surprise. You ruined my moment.
The NFL on EA Sports has come to the Twin Cities at U.S. Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Seattle Seahawks. Ready to get us started, the Aussie punter and kickoff man, Michael Dixon. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line.
And you did this. But here's the thing. So if he was forced to retire, is that person or persons that forced him to retire going to force him to unretire? Because all the things that he said, the reasons why he were retired, are still in place.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Cousins gives way to Cook. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
3rd and short yardage, Cousins. Open man here is Conklin. And he will have a Vikings first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down. And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 27-yard line.
I'm pretty sure he ain't sharing that bottle.
No, he's not sharing that bottle. So somebody was watching because somebody immediately posted on social media, I believe it was a tweet, from Thomas Edwards.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Going for it all. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen there to make the grab. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And it'll be a touchback as Tyler Lockett says, I'm not going to return this one.
A clue that would suggest he does want to play again. And I don't think it was a huge coincidence that yesterday NFL.com released another ranking of quarterbacks' performances last year in the regular season. And guess who was #1 on the list? Here we go again.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr.
Because he has to be thinking, I had a better year than anybody. And their line on NFL.com was, no quarterback has ever left the game playing this well. Well, duh. Nobody has. Because he's playing.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
He's won 7 of these. I think he thought they were going to win an 8 this year.
Fighting through, and he's got space. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. So back-to-back big runs picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
And this Tom Brady speculation is going to go on until the season actually starts, and either he is in uniform or he isn't in uniform. Tom Brady likes his attention. These quarterbacks, they like attention.
A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Now a give right side. Carson, and he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Play action. It's Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. Just they move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
They go play action with Wilson. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Gerald Everett there to make the grab. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up.
After playing well in LA's loss to
Jason Myers now for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2.
So, Shannon, are Lakers figuring out how to win with Regs?
No. Look, I don't think there's something all of a sudden that's starting to click. I think the thing, but I will say this.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
So now he gets to go back into a very familiar role. I like what Frank is doing. He's playing 16. He played 16 minutes in the first half. He played a little over 17 minutes in the second half. It seems to me they're trying to limit his minutes. He's not getting the 36 to 38,
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Cousins on first down. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. From the pistol, they run it with Cook. And he'll get it down here to the 43. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They run, Cook. And he stopped immediately there. Tackle by Darrell Taylor. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7.
Now you didn't need Russ to be Russ. You need Russ to play. If LeBron's not on the court, AD wasn't. Now AD gonna be gone for a while.
A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. A pass there complete to Westbrook, and that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 28. Cousins now to throw on first down. A throw for Westbrook, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And the Seahawks are going to take possession here at their own 33.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Still far and away leads the league in turnovers by plus 25.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. So still 14 yards to go, 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
He got rewarded last night in the 4th quarter. He played 10 minutes last night. Russ got 7 minutes and 46 seconds.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Pretty ideal right there. Keep it yourself, get the first down, and get the heck out of bounds.
And knowing him, I believe he's thinking, I can get a few more yards if I just lower my shoulder. But he also hears that second voice in his head. His head coach, or probably his agent too, saying, get out of bounds, man. Don't do that.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
I'm with you.
So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson escaping the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Steps away to, and he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line. It'll go in the books as a sack and a loss of a yard, but more importantly, it leads to 4th down. So on is Jason Myers. He's hit from as long as 58 in his career. This will be from 56 yards out, and his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30.
Game high five, and we can see them, just to keep it in perspective, that heroes about this, and so but careful. And he got fouled. That wasn't bad.
Final play of the half, Cousins. That is caught by Thielen. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this 3rd quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side.
And he left the game with 5. So we can, you know what, Russ? We'll take 6 and 13.
I agree. And I believe that in these last 2 fourth quarters at Golden State and last night, I believe he really tried hard to do it right.
Yeah.
I think he really was. He was focused on, I got to play clean basketball. It just feels like
You and I both know the special teams coordinators. They sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I'll guarantee you he's been selling this one. We can get it, Coach. We can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
On 1st down, it's Carson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. They go back to Carson here on 2nd. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They find some open field here. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. He came right off the bench. That's his first carry of the game, and he left an indelible mark on the game.
Did not just bring fresh legs off the bench. He brought a fierce mind as well. He had a lot to prove, didn't he? He thinks he's as good as the guy who's the starter. Wanted to prove it, and boy, did he on that play.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Carson again. Shedding through. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play. And here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Again, it's Cook. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 36 yards. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is down to a field goal. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And it'll be a touchback as Tyler Lockett says, I'm not going to return this one. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
He had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
It used to be called, not anymore.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35. On 3rd down, Carson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 48 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Everybody's mind off what didn't happen in the 4th quarter of yet another home playoff game in which you were the #1 seed in the NFC.
Here's a 1st down run with Collins. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
because your MVP quarterback, two-time MVP, back-to-back, had the ball twice at the end of the game. And the first time he went 3.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
And then you got the ball again. You were first and 10 at your 29, and you're back-to-back MVP.
Wilson will hand to Carson on the option. Runs through the contact. Oh, what a juke into space.
Come on now. Come on.
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Chris Carson, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Myers connects on the PAT, and his guys will take a 10-point lead.
It's been his MO for a long time. He's now
the kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
11 years ago.
Looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
And you know what happened just a year ago in the NFC Championship game? He winds up first and goal at the 8, and he miss.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. On 1st and 10, Cousins lets it fly for Thielen. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. A big connection on that one, 32 yards. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Cousins. And this ball is caught by Irv Smith. Touchdown Vikings. Irv Smith Jr. there to make the grab. And the Vikings have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
He ain't gonna be that. I mean, what's the likelihood he gonna be that? It happened because he replaced the guy that won.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
107 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Wilson gives to Collins. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Chris Boyd in there to make the play. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Wilson leaves this one with Penny. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Forced out to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
2 MVP. Yep. 13 wins in all 3 of the season. That's the first time someone has done
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th.
So now what? Okay.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got it 2nd and goal now as they look for that final dagger. On 2nd down now, it's Carson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
So, Shannon, these injuries are making Laker fans raise their eyebrows. Is LA in trouble?
Now Wilson. Flushed out right. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Can this defense hold him out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here we go. A big play and a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal.
He's got to go. Cleveland is his hometown. He has to be there to show his face. He has to play 5 minutes. After that, shut it down. Because they don't play again until Friday. That's an opportunity to give. He can get some really good rest. He can get 7-8 days of rest.
They'll try and run for it. And he'll wind up being knocked back to the 3-yard line. The run is turned away on 4th and goal from the 2. And the Vikings, they come up big down near the goal line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time,
they practice it all the time. They know what they want.
And he's going to go down in the end zone. Cousins taken down for the safety. And that disastrous play, partner, is ultimately going to seal their fate in this one, isn't it?
It certainly is, because they give up the 2 points, but that's not really what did it. It's having to give up the football. And because they gave up the football, guess what? The other team now can take the ball and close this game out.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Here's Wilson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Now flags will come in. I think
to get scoped and fixed. Is it sprained? Is it the kind of